Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We start by praising Allah and send peace and blessings on His last and final messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My name is Abu Hafsa Abdul Malik Clare, and I wanted to draw a scenario for you. I want you to visualize in your mind's eye for a few minutes with me. You're planning on a journey. You've packed all your things, your passport is ready, you've taken all your vaccination shots if you need them, you've left your house and you're on the highway and everything is going well, mashallah. You get to the airport with plenty of time to spare. You go through security, customs, TSA, whatever it may be, and you've breezed through. No issues at all. You arrive at your gate. You look to your right, and what do you see out of your side of your eye? You see what? There's a person there, and he has lumber, he has wood, he has nails, and he's building a house in the airport. He's building a full structure with the hammer, nails, wood, whatever he needs to build with in the airport. You would look at that person and you would think that person is a maniac, really. Why would he build a house here when he's leaving from here in a matter of minutes? So you go to him and you tell him, listen, you know, you're traveling, right? Why are you building a house here? And he will look at you and go, no, I'm not traveling. I'm just here. I'm just staying here for a little while. So you think, all right, leave crazy people alone. Don't talk to crazy people. Let me just sit and wait for my flight. So this guy's building and he's building a house, and then all of a sudden, his flight is called and he runs away from the house and leaves it there. Now, what would you think of that person? You would think that person is mentally crazy. There's something wrong with him. Well, if you look really carefully and you think of this dunya, this life really is nothing more than a huge airport. A huge airport where there are people going on flights every single day. The only difference is that those flights are only going to one of two places. Either they're going to the Jannah, inshallah, and may Allah make us from amongst those people, or they're going to the other place, the hellfire, and may Allah protect us all from that. So what would you think of someone who is building and building and building and suffering and struggling to build his home or her home here when they are eventually going to leave from here? I mean, yes, you do have to live somewhere, obviously. No one's saying you should just live under a bridge somewhere and wait to die. I would never tell you that. But don't build your foundation here when your foundation is in al-akhirah. You are visiting here. You're not from here. Remember that Adam alayhi salam, he wasn't created here. He was sent here as a form of punishment. Did he make tawbah? Yes, he did. And alhamdulillah, and Allah forgave him and his wife. But he was sent here and they were sent here as a form of punishment. So when we're here, we should always have that in mind, that we're visiting here. We're not from here. Jannah is our home. Jannah is our permanent destination, inshallah. Not Canada, not the US, not the UK, not Somalia, not Ireland, not Iraq. We love these places, and may Allah guide all the people in those places and all the places in the world. But this is not our home. But why do we get caught up in that? Why do we get caught up in all this diversion and looking at things and watching things and collecting things only to leave them behind us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, after we say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhaakumut takathur. That this gathering of this life has distracted you. It has distracted you. Hatta zurtumul maqabir, until you visit the graves, and you will visit them. One day you will go and you'll bury someone, you'll pray for them, and you'll go back to your house. Another day you'll hear so-and-so passed away, and you'll go and you'll bury them. You'll go and you'll bury them, and then you'll come back to your house again. Until one day you'll go and you'll be the one that's being washed, and you'll be the one that's being carried, and you'll be the one that the people are praying over, and you'll be the one that goes into that hole, and you'll be the one that they leave there behind. I'm not saying this to scare you, because either I say it or not, it's still going to happen. Whether I say it or I don't say it. Whether I tell you or I don't tell you, this is what's going to happen to you. And I want you to examine this dunya for a second. Examine it and ask yourself, am I really supposed to be putting my priority for this place? Or is it that I should be focusing on going right back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? As Allah has said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That every one of us belong to Allah, and every one of us will be returning back to Him again. You may ask yourself, Abu Hafsa, how is it that I'm supposed to do that? How am I supposed to prepare myself for this journey that is ahead? As Imam Ali bin Abi Talib said about taqwa, the word taqwa is 4 things. He said, al-khawf min al-jalil, that it is fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal-amalu bi-tanzil, and to do those things that have been sent down for you to do. Now that's number 1. First of all, to fear Allah. That's the first step. You need to know that Allah ta'ala is your Lord. And if you don't know that, you need to get to know that. That Allah is your creator, He is your Lord, He is your sustainer, and He is the Lord of all that exists. So to be mindful of Him, and to have that fear of Him, that in Arabic they say ta'zima, to make Him your highest focus. That He is your focus. When your need to worship Allah, when your need to worship Allah becomes a need instead of a want, you will find a way to get it done. And after you recognize that Allah is one, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ, to know that Allah is, there is nothing worthy of worship besides Him, then وَعَمَلُ بِتَنزِيلٍ, and you do those things that have been sent down for you to do. You obey His messenger, as Allah said, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ فَازَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. Whomsoever has obeyed Allah and His messenger has achieved the highest success that one could possibly hope to achieve. So step number 1, to acknowledge that Allah is your Lord. To acknowledge that. And to acknowledge that your journey is back to Him. Step number 2, to do those things that He wants you to do in al-Islam. As Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqati, wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. That, O you who believe, O you who have faith, be mindful of Allah with the remembrance that is rightly deserving from you to Him, and do not die except in a state of al-Islam. It's an order for us to enter al-Islam and to be a part of that. Not just to do those rituals that we see our families doing, so we do it, but to actually consciously enter into Islam kaffa, all of it, to take it all. When Allah says you have 2 holidays, you have 2 holidays. When Allah says that you pray 5 times a day, you pray 5 times a day. When Allah says that you fast in the month of Ramadan, you fast in the month of Ramadan. When Allah says that you should give part of your wealth in charity, you give part of your wealth in charity. Don't put a question mark where Allah has put a period. Do not put a question mark where Allah has put a period. Do what He tells you to do. وَعَمَلُ بِتَنزِيلٍ. That is one of the steps of taqwa, or of remembering Allah, and that is one of the steps to prepare yourself to go back to Him, as I told you earlier. وَالرِّضَاءُ بِالْقَلِيلِ is number 3. To be pleased with the little that Allah has given to you. You know, no matter what you've been given, whether you've been given the mansion on the hill top of your city, mashallah, may Allah bless it for you, or you live in a tent under a bridge somewhere, may Allah bless it for you and give you more. No matter what that is, it's always a little. Now the one in the tent may look up at the mansion and go, well, that's not a little. Yes, it is, because one day they'll be carrying him out of that mansion. So always be pleased with the little that Allah has given to you. Because to Allah belongs everything. وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. So your mansion is small. If Allah owns everything, your mansion is small. Again, may Allah bless it for you. So be pleased with it and use it to benefit other people. Because thanking Allah verbally is only part of it. Thanking Allah actually physically, thanking Him. When you've been given that wealth, when you've been given that sustenance, to use it to help others. Because I mean, how many places will you sleep at night? You can only sleep in one bed, akhi. You can only wear one dress at a time, ukhti. You can only eat until your stomach is full. You can't eat any more than that. You can only drive one car at a time. You ever see someone with one leg in one car and one leg in the other car? You can only drive one car at one time. You can only wear one pair of shoes at one time. You can't wear two. So to use those things that Allah gave to you to benefit others, to benefit them and to help humanity so that you're serving the creation. And in doing so, you're serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالرِّضَاءُ بِالْقَلِيلِ وَالْإِسْتِعْدَادُ إِلَى يَوْمِ الرَّحِيلِ. And number 4, to prepare yourself for the long journey that is ahead. To get ready to go back and to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, when I was in Australia, a brother had given me an amazing, I guess, parable, if you want to say that, or like a comparison. And he said, let's pretend for a minute that someone comes to you with a shopping cart. And he gives you the shopping cart and he brings you to this building. And he says, okay, this is the deal. You're going to walk into this building and you can take anything that you want from that building. Anything. There's gold in there, there's silver in there, there's money in there, there's jewelry in there, all the bling bling that you can handle.